All right, guys. Hey, how's everyone doing? We are back. We are going to break down the Season 84 player draft with a lot of help from ChatGPT, of course. They were able to break down a lot of stuff. I'm going to explain everything, but they did come up with some great formulas and little snippets on how they got where they got. So, but first things first, I did all the graphics because AI does not do great graphics. No, they don't. So I did the graphics. What we're going to do is we're going to run through each division, the top draft picks of Season 84 for each division. Run through that. It goes by rating, drafted rating. So not where you are now, but where you got them when you drafted them. So we're going to go through that, little honorable mentions, and then from there we're going to go with the draft grade breakdown. I'm going to show you guys how it came up with the grades, and then we have a little something special. We have some top 10 draft stuff, some top tier, and then the best draft overall. And yeah, we're just gonna go right into it. So first things first here, AFC East, the top draft picks for the AFC East. Excuse me. We got the Jets. Enzo usually does not pick well, so great job to him. Enzo got Nick Butler with the third pick in the first round. The Bills got Ramon Gaithers, I guess, out of Iowa State. So I have the little logos there too. As you can see, I got rid of the logos next to the name. I put, I got rid of the writing next to the name for the college. I just put the college logo underneath the overalls. So hopefully that doesn't cause any confusion, but there we are. Number 3 is the first pick in the draft, Philip Hankins, the right tackle out of USC from Miami. I don't believe Weezy even drafted anybody. I think he let the computer do it. But either way, he is coming in number 3. And number 4, the Jets again. Coach Enzo, great job. Left guard, Kyrie Hackett out of Clemson. And we have some honorable mentions on the right, if you can see that. We got Cameron Dempsey out of the Patriots, and we got Eddie Sanchez also from the Patriots, tight end and linebacker. And as you can see on the left there, we got a completely AI-generated photo of Nick Butler. I just asked ChatGPT to make an Ole Miss defensive tackle. I gave him the height and the weight. And they just generated a great photo. So that's where you get them. All right, so let's go to the AFC North. AFC North, we got Dwayne McNeil, one of the best picks in the draft. I think, you know what, on these I might have did the overall instead of the drafted overall. The overall they are right now. So either way, pick number 3 in the first round, Dwayne McNeil, the best pick in the AFC North. And you got the third round, 31st pick, Cam Baldwin. Running backs are always, you never know. They're going to get a good overall, and he's out of Washington for the Ravens, and I think Derrick Henry's getting a little older, so that's a good pick for him. And then the Browns get the next 2. They got Damian Short, right tackle out of Alabama, and then Braxton Sandler out of LSU, defensive end, both number 77. Honorable mentions, we got Caleb Ward for the Ravens and Brian Van Dyke for the Steelers. All right, now let's go to the AFC South. AFC South, the best pick in the AFC South was Peter Hatcher, left tackle to the Colts, with the 12th pick in the first round. He's out of North Carolina. And then Quan Pryor, tight end, the 5th pick in the draft. Another really good pick out of Notre Dame, 78 overall. And then the Jags get the next 2, Darnell Smallwood and Nate Lowry, both 77 overall. And your honorable mentions for the AFC South, the cornerback Lindsey Spiller, the Titans, and Jason Greenberry, right tackle for the Colts. So the Colts looking like they're building their offensive line there, right? AFC West, we got Kareem Brown. These guys are... the AFC West has some rookie bangers here, and of course, always the Chiefs, and Coach Bubba is always killing the draft. But Kareem Brown right now is 85 out of Oklahoma State, cornerback for the Raiders. The next 3, as I said, Coach Bubba just knows how to pick. Esteban Hernandez, wide receiver, 85 overall already. Casey Wall, linebacker, 85 overall already. And Trey Robinson, 77, defensive tackle from South Carolina. And your honorable mentions, again, another one from the Chiefs, Jordan Sanchez, and then tight end Stevie Powell for the Broncos. So great job, Bubba, on your picks and how you're developing them already into 85s. NFC East, the best pick was Lewis. I guess it's Valez or Valet. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. He's a Gator, now or later Gator. Pick 9 in round 1. And then you got a couple Cowboys on this list too. We got Oscar Jackson, 19th pick overall out of Oregon. The 3rd pick, you got Victor Canes went up and got Victor Quinones, pick number 11 of the first round, USC tight end, to pick up, where Dallas Goedert left off. I guess he retired, right? Then you got pick 13 in the first round, Jalen Givens, Cowboys out of Tennessee. Honorable mentions, we've got Tommy St. Clair for the Giants, right tackle, and Matt Finch, the Commanders, cornerback. All right, NFC North. All right, now you got Charles Howell, the best pick in the draft for the North. Left tackle, pick 2 overall, UCF left tackle. Pick 16, yours truly, BJ Griffith. So far, so good with him. He's 77 overall right now, Georgia Tech. This is the latest pick in the draft with the highest rating. So great job to Crazy for finding this guy, Mike Crothers, who tore me up, by the way, last week. 77 overall. I think he has like a 96 speed out of Lehigh University, which is, I don't think that's a Division I school even. So great job. And number 4 is Lance Brown, the second pick for the Bears out of Texas A&M. And our honorable mentions are Quan Brooks and Tyrone Ware, both corners for the Packers. NFC South, let's go. NFC South, we got 2 back-to-back Buccaneers here. Gregory McLaughlin, round 2, pick 23, and then Colin McConnell, round 1, pick 23, who's an X factor out of the gate. So great job out of him. Both 81 rated there. And you got Falcons, pick number 6, Brandon Meadows out of Central Michigan, 80 overall. And then you got Jaron Adams, number 4 for the Panthers, pick 7 in the first round, another corner. Your honorable mentions for the NFC South is right tackle Michael Madsen for the Panthers and Nate Killings, safety, to the Falcons. And last but not least, the NFC West, the best player in the draft, Tommy Davis. Let me take a sip of coffee, take a look at him. X Factor receiver. He's gonna be a force for Booby. He is already up to an 87 at Ole Miss, and then you got Jeremiah Drayton, pick number 17, Mr. Roklo, defensive end, and then you got Jordan Taylor, receiver for Coach AJ's Rams, the 11th pick in the second round, and then Hunter Thomas, another receiver to the Cardinals, in the third round and the 8th pick. Honorable mention for the West is Andrew Estrada, the Cardinals safety, and then you got Jason Watkins, Niners tackle. All right, now this is the fun part. MOF grades. This is the scoring method that ChatGPT came through. I mean, I told them what I wanted pretty much. Give me a grade on the talent score. Drafting higher overall talent gives you a better score. Drafting better development traits gives you a better score. Finding strong players later in a draft gives you a good score. Value picks are called. So this model uses drafted overall and drafted development only, not current ratings. It's by draft day information only. So this is where it comes through. So your drafted dev and your drafted overall, not where you have them right this second, because I didn't create the column as soon as the season started. So, all right, so step 1 is player scoring. Each drafted player receives a player score made up of 3 components: talent, development score, and draft value bonus, all weighted 60%, 25%, and 15%. X Factor is obviously the best, superstar, then star, hidden talent, and then normal. So player score formula, you can see it right there. It's a little multiplication. And then your team draft grade will be all your players score for a team averaged together. So the best grades are going to get that. All right. So this rewards real draft day talent and upside. It penalizes reach picks unless the player profile adjusted the selection, it's just crazy how this all did this. Rewards late round steals and strong scouting, and uses only draft time data for fairness and consistency, because I'm not going to create the column that fast. So with that said, here are your draft grades for season 84. You got the Chiefs, number 1, of course, right? Coach Bubba had the best grade out of all teams. Dolphins 88, even though the CPU picked most of them, so great job. Steelers, Packers, as you can see, we go down the line. We're not going to hit them all here, but the Chiefs definitely had a great draft, as they always do, Coach Bubba. And now this screen, I'm not sure if you can really see it. I may have to scroll in, but I do have it. I have all of these images and graphics on the website, the webpage I will be sharing, so you guys can all check that out too. But this is your team, your score, your grade, and your explanation on why they got that grade. So the Chiefs, you can see here, elite late round value with multiple high overall defenders and strong hidden dev upsides. Well, obviously they're not hidden anymore, but and then Miami A with the 88, balanced volume and value, avoiding reaches while stacking solid overall picks. And then you go down more, you see Atlanta needs-based drafting with poor efficiency. The Raiders got to miss the value opportunities throughout, and it's pretty thorough, and it gives you a really good explanation on how we're doing this. We're going to do this from now on. Use ChatGPT. I'm just going to punch in. I gave them screenshots of the draft from Neon, and then it kind of like spit out all the stuff. And, obviously I gave them, some tips and pointers, but yeah, that's how they do it. So now we're going to see the top players drafted overall, the top rookies. As you can see, Tommy Davis was number one. Remember, this is now the drafted overall and the drafted dev when you got them. So I know Tommy Davis is 87 now, but he was 82 when he was drafted with an X Factor dev. It might have been hidden, but I unhid that on Neon, so now we can just see if they're hidden. Fine, there's a way to see that anyway, so I unhid that. You got Dwayne Mitchell, second best player. Now, if they're tied here, if they're the tiebreaker I had overall, or dev, or I believe drafted value, stuff like that, because you can see Peter Hatcher is above Jalen Givens, even though Givens is a superstar and Hatcher is a star. So yeah, it came up with some other stuff with tiebreakers. So there's your top 10. Brandon Meadows, Kareem Brown, Peter Hatcher, Jalen Givens. So keep an eye on these guys. And I made the graphic. Hopefully you guys like it. That's what took me so long making these graphics. All right, so top tier. Now let me explain this one. Top tier players drafted. This is any team who drafted a player with a development. So star, superstar, X Factor, or hidden. But again, like I said, hiddens are gone now. So these are the players, the teams who drafted the most top tier players. The Bears got 5 off the bat. So if there is a tie, the tiebreaker goes by the overall ratings of the players you drafted on draft day. So the Bears have a higher overall than the Niners did. Not by much, but that's how they did it. So they had high development, elite depth. Chicago didn't win the draft. They just dominated every round, Impact players, long-term upside. The Bears did a great job. Top tier, he was number one right there. And then you get the Niners coming through. The Browns got an X Factor. I know the Buccaneers did too, but they're not on this list. But yeah, those are top 10 top tier drafted teams, players. Yeah, there you go. And then the best draft, here you go, you guys are going to love this graphic. The Chicago Bears. What I did is I took the screenshots of their profile pic in Neon. I put it in ChatGPT. I said, hey, create me a profile pic from this graphic, make it realistic looking. I gave them the size so they'd all fit together, and it spit out these realistic looking player profiles. It looks great. So the best overall draft was the Chicago Bears. So best overall draft went through basically it combining high talent with premium development across every phase of the draft. That came out of ChatGPT, all right? They landed multiple mid-70s overall players while also stacking top development traits. So they have 4 stars, 1 superstar. Yeah, just a lot of depth, really good high ratings, and that's what made them have the best overall draft in season 84. There's also another player that I couldn't fit here. So I have the top 8 players drafted. If you have 9 or 10, this is how it's going to be. So this is how it's going to be from now on. I'm going to try to get these out earlier than week 4, obviously. But I really wanted to make this much better, much better looking and more polished and more immersive. So hopefully you guys like this. Like I said, everything is also on the webpage. I will share that as well. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great season and good luck developing these guys. I know the draft is a lot of fun for everybody. So hopefully you got some good players you can dev up and have a great season, guys. Take care.